Welcome to the theTokyoBill Weekly Update, an end-of-week news brief on what's been going on in and around Japan. Today is July 26, 2025. First, an unsponsored event announcement. While the theTokyoBill likes to keep up to date on the craft beer scene, this weekend features Tokyo's Washu Fest, a yearly sake festival, which features 43 Nihonshu breweries from Japan showcasing over 200 sake varieties. This 28th edition is promoting ice-cold sake to beat the summer heat, and you will find fruity ginjoshu as well as unpasteurized namazake and cloudy nigorizake. Full bottles will be available for sale. Check out Washu Fest by Nakameguro Station this Saturday and Sunday. And on to the news stories I found interesting this week. Police in Saitama Prefecture have discovered tens of millions of yen in cash at the home of the wife of the founder of the now defunct Aum Shinryoko doomsday cult, Chizuo Matsumoto, also known as Shoko Asahara. The cash was found during a search of Matsumoto's 66-year-old wife and 31-year-old second son's apartment. Matsumoto was executed in 2018 over a series of incidents involving the cult. The wife and son are not members of Aleph, Aum Shinryoko's main successor group, although the group is believed to be seeking to make the son a guru to succeed his father. Public security authorities are investigating the cash's origins and increasing surveillance over the son's activities and financial aid to the wife. The family of a bullied former student at an elementary school in Ibaraki Prefecture has been repeatedly lied to by its affiliated overseeing university, the Ibaraki University College of Education. The school falsely assured the family of their investigations into the bullying, claiming to have reported the bullying to the Education Ministry in May 2022. It later revised its response to the ministry when caught out. The mother's legal representative, Takeshi Matsui, questioned the university's ability to address the issue. The university's president, Hiroyuki Ota, had attempted an impromptu apology to the mother and daughter following news coverage of the matter in 2023. While the mother continues to harbor doubts about Ota's actions, her daughter has since moved on to another school. The Aomori High School Baseball Federation has urged members of the Hirosaki Gakuen Seiyai High School team to follow tradition during the 2025 Aomori Prefecture Tournament. The decision was influenced by the team's freestyle march at the tournament last year, where the members waved their caps and smiled to fans at the opening and closing ceremonies. The Federation has asked participating teams to refrain from waving or other actions during the march, instead following the traditional militaristic march. Hirosaki Gakuen was the only team not to do so. Club manager Kazumori Harada expressed that a more modern, Olympics-style entrance was more in keeping with the message of peace that the Christian school wishes to embody. The Federation chairperson, Kosei Tamakuma, stated he believes in preserving past marches. Luxury brands Louis Vuitton and Tiffany have closed their outlets in the Keisei department store in Mito, Ibaraki Prefecture, marking a strategic repositioning, but not a complete withdrawal from the market. This move is part of a broader trend of luxury brands focusing on major urban centers to optimize operational costs and target high net worth customers. The closure of these outlets aligns with the increasing trend of luxury brands leveraging e-commerce platforms to reach a wider audience. However, American luxury brand Coach is well positioned to fill the gap left by Louis Vuitton and Tiffany in Japan's regional markets. With its growing international footprint, Coach is expected to capitalize on the evolving retail landscape. Top government officials have warned Japanese companies in Taiwan that they will have to manage on their own if China decides to invade. This warning is an unfortunate setback for Taiwan, as it affects one of its main sources of foreign investment, highlighting the challenges of doing business in the region amid potential conflict. China claims Taiwan as its territory and has threatened to take it by force. The US military, acting as peacekeeper, is trying to clarify what roles its allies, such as Japan and Australia, would play in a conflict over Taiwan. However, Japan's military may struggle to effect any evacuation plans due to its pacifist policies and the lack of official recognition of Taiwan's government. Japan's ruling coalition, the Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, and its junior partner, Komeito, has lost its majority in the country's upper house, causing frustration among voters. The coalition won only 47 of 248 seats, 3 less than necessary to maintain its position, with the Constitutional Democratic Party coming in second with 22 seats. Support for right-wing parties has cut into the LDP's conservative support base, with some of the party's support going towards the far-right Sanseido Party at 14 seats, 13 more than in the last election. Sanseido has been criticized for its anti-immigration rhetoric and conspiracy theories. The defeat will undermine the coalition's influence and could lead to political drama and destabilization at a pivotal moment in US-Japan trade negotiations. Scientific instruments manufacturer Shimadzu Corporation has introduced Microbial Track, a new microbial identification software designed for pharmaceutical testing, food hygiene management, and river water quality inspection. This cloud service uses a vast proprietary database and can identify over 85,000 bacterial and archaeal species in under 3 hours. The rise in global hygiene awareness and the increase of drug-resistant bacteria have spurred demand for microbial identification. While existing methods rely on genetic analysis and take about 2 days, Microbial Track makes use of proteomics to quickly identify microbes based on their protein masses, drawing from a comprehensive database. A woman's smartphone battery caught fire while on a Tokyo train on Sunday. The woman reported the battery grew hot while charging her smartphone and caught on fire moments after disconnecting it. The fire was quickly put out, with the woman suffering a hand burn and 4 other passengers suffering minor injuries. Tokyo police and other investigators found the battery had been recalled due to a risk of smoke emission or fire. The Consumer Affairs Agency and the seller reported that about 39,000 units of the model had been shipped over a 20-month period. The NHK report failed to identify the battery maker, but a simple Google search shows that a battery maker named Anker has issued recalls for some of its products recently. Police in Tokyo have discovered that English proficiency test examinees involved in suspected group cheating were given miniature earphones and other devices before the test. Lee-kun Wang was served an arrest warrant on Tuesday on suspicion of taking the TOEIC test under a false name at a venue in Tokyo's Nerima ward last March. The police believe Wang, a 27-year-old graduate student from Kyoto University, tried to give answers to other examinees through a small microphone hidden under a face mask and smart glasses. The examinees were given earphones, a pendant-type repeater, and a video guide in advance. All the test takers in that case had registered using the same home address in Nerima ward, arousing suspicion. This marks Wang's 4th arrest warrant following incidents at other test centers. The Teruzuki, an Imperial Japanese Navy destroyer, sank near the Solomon Islands during World War II. Now, 83 years later, the wreck has been found and photographed. The wreck is located off of Guadalcanal and Savo Islands, an area nicknamed Iron Bottom Sound by Allied soldiers. 5 major naval battles were fought in this area between August and December 1942, costing 111 vessels, 1,450 planes, and more than 20,000 lives. The research project that located the ship is a collaboration between several institutions, including Ocean Exploration Trust, the Naval History and Heritage Command, NOAA Ocean Exploration, the University of New Hampshire, and the University of Rhode Island. The Teruzuki was an Akazuki-class destroyer commissioned in 1942 and was used in the Guadalcanal campaign, specially designed for anti-aircraft warfare. 2 U.S. torpedoes put her down on December 12, 1942, killing 9 crew. All Nippon Airways flight NH203 arrived earlier than expected at Frankfurt Airport on July 3rd, landing well ahead of schedule due to good winds. However, as it approached the airport, strict regulations preventing landings between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. forced air traffic controllers to order the pilots at 4:59 to perform a fly-around. This ended up causing more noise over the city, delaying the flight by 16 minutes, wasting fuel, and increasing CO2 emissions. A similar incident earlier on June 2nd involved a Condor flight that also missed the curfew and had to divert to a distant airport. The Germans sure do like to follow rules. Tokyo University of the Arts will start a new master's program called the Department of Games and Interactive Arts in the Graduate School of Film and New Media in April 2026. University President Katsuhiko Hibino highlighted the worldwide popularity of Japanese games and the need to promote them. The university sees games as a modern art form that blends various artistic fields with digital technology. Since 2019, the university has explored games through a game course at the film school. Anticipating the growing role of games in multiple societal areas such as healthcare and education, the new department will admit 20 students from both arts and technical backgrounds. Japan's health ministry reported that in 2024, Japanese women had the highest average life expectancy among countries, with an average lifespan of 87 years. This is down very slightly from the previous year. At 6th place, Japanese men's average lifespan was 81 years, the same as in 2023. The coronavirus pandemic has contributed to shorter average life expectancies, but in 2023, both men and women's lifespans surpassed previous years for the first time in 3 years. The ministry also noted fewer deaths from heart illnesses and more from natural causes in 2024. Japan has narrowly avoided steep U.S. tariff hikes under a deal that will cap reciprocal tariffs at 15%, and deliver $550 billion in Japanese investment aimed at bolstering U.S. infrastructure and industry. The deal follows months of aggressive tariff posturing by the Trump administration. A 25% blanket tariff on 4,000 individual Japanese product categories threatened to destabilize Japan's economy. The reduction in tariffs from 25% to 15% will also apply to Japanese automobiles and auto parts, which have been under sector-specific 25% tariffs since April and May 2025. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent warned that if Japan fails to uphold its end of the deal, Washington could reinstate the 25% tariffs. Japan's implementation of the agreement will be assessed quarterly. That brings us to the end of news items that I found interesting for the week ending July 26th. You can support my work by visiting my website, theTokyoBill.com. I've been, and remain, Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.